Hi, it's Tom. It is the 22nd of June, 2025. Is it the 22nd of June? Hi, it's Tom. It's the 23rd of June, 2025, and I am 49 years and 10 days old. I was asked 3 times at the festival if I was Steve Aoki, which is about the same amount of times that I'd been asked the previous 49 years of my life. If you don't know who Steve Aoki is, you can be forgiven. He is a Japanese American DJ that came to some prominence in the late 90s, early 2000s. And a drawing of a cow by a 4-year-old looks like a moose in the same way that I look like Steve Aoki. But it did get me thinking a lot about what it means to identify as something. Because on the first night that I was there, another man who was dancing near me turned around and thanked me for a set that I had done the year before. Now, I wasn't at the festival the year before, and I certainly didn't do a set there. And he was very confused, but again, it made me think about what it means to identify as something, because that same man said, "And you're not a DJ?" To which I said, "No." And at a wine shop that I sometimes go to in Amsterdam, one of the people working there said that they recognized me and then again asked me if I was a DJ. And I again said no. And in my head, I'm not a DJ. I'm just not a DJ. But I do get asked to do DJ things. And I guess at this point, I have to ask, why am I resistant to saying that I am a DJ versus saying that DJing is something that I do? And I guess it's very similar with writing. I don't tend to say that I'm a writer, but I do tend to say that I write. And there's something in that hesitation that's interesting. Maybe it's imposter syndrome. Maybe it's a sense of taste, like Ira Glass says. Your taste in the beginning and for a lot longer than you'd like outstrips your ability. And you feel that gap quite severely, especially in the beginning as you're trying to establish a voice and find your style. And I think certainly with DJing, as I've become, or as I've learned more about it, and as I have friends who are very accomplished at it, it would be very hard for me to be like, yeah, I'm one of that. I'm the same as these people. And I know just saying you're something doesn't mean you're the same. Like if you say you're a runner, you're not saying you're, Usain Bolt. And if you say you're a climber, you're not saying that you're Hamish MacArthur. Like you're not saying you're the same, but something about creative acts versus physical acts makes that distinction seem less obvious. Like people know you're not a world-class climber and that you wouldn't think you are because of competitions and whatnot. But in creative acts where there aren't as many markers of a certain kind of success, and maybe where there are a lot of delusional people, that seems to be more in the air. And the more I'm talking now, I realize that's all just me. That's like in my own head. Like my reluctance to say these things is really something about the way I feel about these things. I don't think anyone apart from me would care if I said I was a DJ. I mean, they might reasonably ask if they could hear any of my mixes somewhere, which the answer would be no. I don't think they would care that much if they had heard that I had played at an event. And so, yeah, I'm not Steve Aoki, and I think I'm still not a DJ, but it gave me a lot to think about.